Most languages have a grammatical way of dividing space into places that are here, that is at the position of the speaker, and not here. Any place that is not here can be referred to as there. When there is visible from the position of the speaker, he or she may actually point at it and say there. This kind of pointing or showing is called deixis, so called because of the Greek verb deiknoumi, which means to point. The most important deictic words in a language are the so-called demonstratives. Demonstratives are used to point out things or participants. Many languages, like English, have a two-way distinction for things that are close to the speaker or far away from the speaker. This donkey means the donkey that you can see close to me. That donkey means the donkey you can see away from me. In English, these demonstratives are further distinguished by number. These donkeys mean the donkeys that you can see close to me. Those donkeys mean the donkeys that you can see away from me. These four words form two complete sets of English demonstratives. Other languages may include more grammatical distinctions in demonstratives, such as gender. For example, in Amharic, demonstratives can be masculine or feminine. Yih and ya indicate a close or far, singular, masculine referent. Yich and yach indicate a close or far, singular, feminine referent. Inezih and inezya indicate a close or far, plural referent. Normally, translators will not make mistakes when choosing a demonstrative, because they will intuitively use those with the right number and gender. Some languages, however, have more than just two options in their demonstratives. This means that the translators need more information about a situation in order to make appropriate translation choices. In the Majang language in Western Ethiopia, demonstratives distinguish between things close to the speaker, things close to the hearer, and things away from both speaker and hearer, which is often called distal. So, the following options are available. Chini and chigi refer to one or several things close to the speaker. Chine and chige refer to one or several things close to the hearer. Chinoi and chigoi refer to one or several things far from both the speaker and hearer. Imagine we are translating Genesis 2:23 into such a language. In referring to the newly formed woman, Adam says, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." Think about which demonstrative we should use here. Who is Adam talking to? Where exactly is the woman he is talking about? Close to the hearer or to the speaker? This needs to be carefully considered by translators. In a similar example, in Matthew 3:17, God's voice comes from heaven speaking to John the Baptist about Jesus, saying, "This is my Son, whom I love." Here, Jesus is certainly located closer to the hearer, John, than to the speaker, God. Some languages have even more elaborate systems. In the Zergula language of southern Ethiopia, the following set of demonstratives is used. Hai indicates something close to the speaker. He indicates something close to the addressee. Ye indicates something away from the speaker and downhill. Woi indicates something away from the speaker and uphill. And finally, say indicates something away from the speaker and across the hill. In this language, in addition to speaker and hearer distinctions for close things, like we saw in Majang, there are also distinctions regarding the lay of the land for things away from the speaker and hearer. Because there is no neutral way of talking about the land, the translator will always have to make a choice between one of the three. For Bible translation, this means that the translators need to be aware of this choice in their language, and they need to know the conditions in the land being referred to in the source text. Consider, for example, the story in Matthew, where Joseph flees to Egypt with his wife Mary and the child Jesus. Matthew 2:22 goes on to say, "When he heard that Archelaus was reigning in Judea, in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there." We know that going from Egypt to Judea, a highland country, would have been an uphill journey, and so the adverb woiga would be appropriate. Now consider what choice translators should make for Matthew 10:14. And if anyone will not receive you or listen to your words, shake off the dust from your feet when you leave that house or town. The Greek text uses a distal demonstrative here. However, because Jesus talks about a hypothetical situation with no particular house or town in mind, we cannot use any distal demonstrative that points either up, down, or across a hill. In such cases, translators may have to find another strategy, such as when you leave such a house or town.
If we translate, we therefore need to understand the differences between the Deixis systems of the source and target language to avoid mismatches and conveying wrong ideas by the translation.